Volpsling, he said, respond to the same questions. Summit1G answers 20 questions that he's never been asked.
I'm Summit1G. I stream on Twitch.
The fuck? Summit did a stream with Dexerto?
Plan on answering 20 questions apparently I've never been asked. We'll see how it goes. Oh God, most famous viewer. Maybe Lando Norris. Popular in F1 right now. He's doing really good. He's starting to get W's, you know what I mean? When I'll like do sim racing, he's come through and told me that I suck at sim racing and stuff sometimes. Biggest inspiration and content. The first two names that
I bet Summit's been asked this. But who's my most famous viewer? That's not my first thought isn't like fucking Lando. It's like Kiri or Volps or the known people in my chat community-wise. But if I were to go this direction, who the fuck is anyone famous ever tuned into my stream? Taylor Fritz? I don't know who the fuck Taylor Fritz is. XQC? Oh, God. Actually, maybe. Tennis player. He was in... Oh, Taylor Fritz. The tennis guy. Yeah, I didn't know his name. Maybe Mia Khalifa. Maybe Mia Khalifa, yeah. I just don't know how famous these people are, right? Like, I actually don't know. I have to see like numbers, but I don't even trust numbers online anymore. Like, it was like, I have 10 billion followers Instagram. Like, are they real though? I don't know. Think of it as normie famous. No, you're right. I don't know what is famous in the normie world, the normie verse. I'm not trying to like sound like a dweeb right now. I don't know. Fritz was in the semifinals of Wimbledon. I don't know what that is. Either way, I don't know. Mia Khalifa, I guess, next.
Lando Norris, popular in F1 right now. He's doing really good. He's starting to get W's, you know what I mean? When I'll like do sim racing, he's...
Or maybe Vin Diesel. Maybe. Because my old management company, I think, worked with Vin Diesel, and they said something like, you might be able to do a stream with Vin Diesel. At some point, I'm like, you mean the Fast and Furious guy? Like, yes. I'm like, oh, cool. So he may have checked out my stream. I didn't know. I ended up not doing anything with him because I don't think either of us cared to do it. But he might have tuned in. Maybe I'm coping. I don't know. Whatever. Moving on.
He's come through and told me that I suck at sim racing and stuff sometimes. Biggest inspiration and content. The first two names that I think of in streaming when I think of like how I wanted to do my stream, how I wanted to interact with people on stream is I always base it off of Sodapoppin and Lyric. They're definitely on my...
Wow. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Biggest inspiration and content. Nowadays... probably early on. Can I even load Twitch? Am I even live? Hello? My chat's broken. Twitch won't load. What is happening? Well, nowadays, honestly, inspirations are people that I feel like are half retired. So people that aren't going to do, yeah, a Summit, a Lyric, a Moon, a Northern Lion. But I'm not going to get inspired from a Kai Cenat stream, for example. Even Quinn. Quinn, sure. But back when I was like 15 or 13 streaming, I don't know. There was no one streaming. Maybe PewDiePie? I don't fucking know.
Names that I think of in streaming when I think of like how I wanted to do my stream, how I wanted to interact.
Reckful was definitely there. God, my dog's just laid on my mouse cable. Reckful was big. At least I copied his donations, right? Because he was the first one to do donations on Twitch. But when I was like 15 and keep in mind, Reckful wasn't even a streamer yet. And like he was the WoW PvP videos. That's what he was making. No one was streaming. Everyone's like, oh, these guys are, oh, they weren't even live yet. Day 9, no, I wasn't inspired by any of the big guys back when I was younger. Like, I wasn't inspired by Dan's Gaming or Man vs. Game or Day 9 TV. Because I just was not. But I did copy Reckful's donations. I did get jealous of the fact that people actually watched Reckful because he was good at Arena. I would be high rated at Arena, but no one cared because that's just not what I was known for. I was jealous. I don't know. Next.
With people on stream is always
But definitely, I would say definitely nowadays, avoiding the puddle. I like doing content on my stream that I personally would want to watch. I like listening to Northern Lion. I get jealous of the fact that Northern Lion can play a game, hold a conversation that's like a legit adult conversation, and no one gives a fuck about the game in the background. Like, I like that. I want to do that. Does that make sense?
Base it off of Sodapoppin and Lyric. They're definitely on my Rushmore. That's a tough question too, to be honest with you. I'd say it's a hard one to pick the last two. It's easier to pick Sodapoppin and Lyric because they were there for me personally. When I came up streaming from my time, it would be someone like Man vs. Game or Lethal Frag, something like that. But
Lethal Frag is sick. It's a big one.
If it was like something of today, I'd give it to like Kai Cenat. I'd put XQC up there. So, you know, I have a couple different versions.
How many faces are on Mount Rushmore? I'm guessing 4 because this picture, but why do I hear 5s every night? 4 Mount Rushmores. I am going to put myself there. I don't care if I have an ego. Suck it. I'd put myself there. I would put Reckful there. Like, the thing is, like, I could put me and Lyric, for example. I was around a little before Lyric for sure. But when it came to like actual impact, him and I impacted the websites and the creation of streaming in the same way. We pretty much just did the same thing. Or at least we had the same actual cultural impact. Does that make sense? So it's like it's just two of the same. Reckful invented donations. Someone else would have done it, but he was the first. I was the first person on Twitch with like a crazy Twitch chat. That is the thing I was the first in. I remember it caused a lot of issues. They did not like how unmoderated my Twitch chat was, which kind of, it was different back then. Ice made it. Ice definitely did stuff, but he also wasn't the first IRL streamer. Reckful was. Pokemon Go. I'm pretty sure Ice came after. But like, you have to look at it. We can look at the very beginning of Twitch, but if you go to like, if you go forward into like the middle, because Twitch had like big bursts of growing, like Ninja was on Ellen DeGeneres. Like, he was on the Ellen show. Don't get me wrong, we can meme on the Blevinator all we want, but he was doing mainstream shit like New York and whatnot. That's a big deal if we're talking about who put Twitch where it is today. And then, you know, Kai right now is doing ridiculous stuff. Absolutely insane. Felix was just, I don't know if he did anything crazy other than he was just live 30 hours every single day. And he was a Goliath on the website. But when it came to like making the website shift and change a direction here and there, I don't know if that really happened. Then again, this whole thing's fucking stupid. Who cares?
Of Rushmore, what they mean to me.
I feel like I've said enough words.
Product. Oh my gosh. You know, we'll go with
favorite content creator product. I could take a moment to shout out my own pear gamer subs flavor that I'm currently drinking. No, but I don't know. I think they're all trash. My flavor's great. I actually am drinking it right now. But I mean, if I'm gonna pick my favorite, it's gonna be the most memeable, not the actual most useful. Legitimately, the bathwater meme is hilarious. Valkyrie's skin thing was fucking hilarious. Blue light or whatever. Pokemon's cookies, hilarious. God, there's got to be a better one that fucking reigns supreme. Just the most memeable shit product I've ever seen. I don't know. Starforge? All can shit on Starforge. Starforge does a great job. Of course, you can talk about how it's better to build your own PCs. I promote you to do that. But Starforge isn't a failure by any means. It's owning. Pokemon's cookies, pretty sure that's a failure. Valkyrie's blue light, failure. The bathwater wasn't a failure. I'm pretty sure that did sell pretty well. I don't know. Oh, shit. I don't know. Favorite content creator product, if I'm not memeing and I actually pick like legitimate favorite product, I actually don't know. I don't consume a lot of streamer products. I don't. Starforge, actually, maybe Starforge. I don't want to say that, but I actually use the PCs. But it's my own company, and I get computers for free, so that's not fair. My gamer subs flavor, once again, that's me. I only use my own stuff. My own merch store. I liked it when I sold merch because I sold them for dirt cheap at zero profit. And that was kind of just making fun of other content creators' merch stores, truth be told. And it was funny making people type in their discount code POOR. You know? It's funny to me. I'm not even answering this question.
Bathwater. You know, I think it's incredible that people are sending out their own bathwater. You know, I'm not saying I've ever bought any of that stuff. No, we're not getting Summit1G bathwater.
Summit so dirty with these poses.
Oh my
Look
God,
at his face.
Proudest moment of my career. Probably Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves was the first game where it was like, well, the only game I've ever gone to where it was like, wait, we kind of put the game a little bit more on the map and created success. It didn't really have anything to do with the game being popular, which is how I got big on other stuff like Counter-Strike, DayZ, stuff like that. Oh gosh.
What is my proudest moment? OnlyFans. Absolutely OnlyFans. That was hard. That was tough to put together, and it actually did well. The second time doing OnlyFans was so scary. I was so worried that it was like not gonna do well. Among Us, proud, chat, proud, because it's like we already did an OnlyFans. It's like, what if we do it again? And now literally no one shows up, and it's not funny, and we're trying to make it funny, but it's like the first OnlyFans was like better because it was the first time we did it, and then we do it again, and it's like, why are we doing this again? I was worried, but all in all, that was a lot of effort on my end, and it paid off, and it did well, and it was good. And I wish it ended better. I don't like how OnlyFans ended, but it was a reality. As soon as I found out it was going to be progressional servers, and we basically weren't going to be able to, like, we would have to wait until BWL comes out. We have to wait until ZG comes out. I knew the ending was going to suck. There was no good ending we could make happen. And I hated that. So the ending sucked, but we all knew it would suck. Or at least I knew. But everything else, solid. I actually almost fucking rage quit in OnlyFans. I had a child moment. There was the Whirlwind Axe quest, which is... I don't know if y'all know about that. I literally had like a crash out in the OnlyFans Discord. So all the streamers had to read my crash out. I was so angry. But basically... there's a quest where you can get the Whirlwind Axe, and I made it to where, and this is this challenger, you're not supposed to receive help, it's hardcore WoW, and I set it up where you could do this Whirlwind Axe quest, and you can have higher levels help you skip all of the beginning quests because they're boring and they're stupid, so you can do it. And I did this, and I got my Whirlwind Axe. I think it was Pirate Software and a handful of others made this whole fucking drama thing. Like, you just added in the Whirlwind Axe quest. You wanted people to skip it so you could get the weapon and so you could look good on stream and not die. And I'm like, dude, I'm like a multi-rank one. Like 7 times. I've leveled to max levels like 30 fucking times on stream, not died. This is not a challenge for me. So the fact that so many of these random fuckers were coming at me being like, you just want to give yourself, who do you think I am? That I need this axe. And so I had this crazy ego crash out. And I was actually, Vicky was with me and she was reading my messages. She had to literally take my chair and argue for me because I was too fucking annoyed to articulate myself correctly. That I was just calling people poor and retarded. Instead of defending myself, I just started attacking them. That's where I had enough. I was about to just quit OnlyFans. Fuck it. Y'all can just burn in hell. Fuck all of you. So eventually we got past it, but I was so annoyed. And that was the beginning of OnlyFans. I was willing to just burn it all down. We wouldn't have even seen it. Anyways, most proudest moment of streaming career is absolutely OnlyFans.
A lot. There is a famous like that. Oh gosh. People have donated a lot. There is a famous time on my channel where I got like $20,000 in donations from a few different people. I'd say 20 to 30,000 in like straight up, like you can actually accumulate it throughout that day. No.
Bullshit. I don't believe that. 30,000's the most he's made in a stream? Fuck no. How many sponsors does he take? He doesn't count the sponsored? Okay, if we're only counting like money from viewers, I believe that. That's fair. I believe that. Mine's probably about 40K. It literally when I was like 18 years old from Obaid or Amhai. This from what I gather, Amhai and Obaid are related. They're like 2 Saudi princes that donated a lot of money to me. Actually caused a lot of drama back in the day because a lot of people were convinced, I think Duck Sauce, a handful of others, were convinced that I faked those donations to promote other people to donate that money, which is a theory. And, you know, I don't blame them for thinking that, but it was weird to be in my position where people are fully convinced that I faked those donations, but the only person that knows, or there's only a few people that know that I really did get the donations was me. And so I'm just like sitting here like, how do I convince these people of what I know? I don't know. It's a weird thing. I'm pretty sure Sea-Doo also went to maybe he stayed in some hotel. He was telling me the story. Amhai came and visited, or he visited Amhai. I'm not sure which one. They rented the entire floor of a hotel, which is crazy. Yeah, these guys are another level of rich. Oh, here we go. This is actually, speaking of the Whirlwind Axe quest, this is what I ended up typing. Let me read this and see if I actually typed it. There have been complications with the Whirlwind Axe quest. I asked around before a week ago to a handful of people. The reality of the quest with Guild Self-Found is no one will do it because by the time you can do it, it's not good anymore. I thought it would be a good idea to allow people to bypass the beginning of the quest and then get to solo Cyclonian. This would create a fun challenge for all the warriors in the guild and creates fun content at level 30. However, this being perceived as a rule I made up to get me the axe has complicated things in the community. It's too difficult for people to perceive that this isn't a Blizzard-made guild and it's a fucking idiot making stuff up as we go alone that I think it would be fun. I'm deleting my axe. And from now on, none of you are allowed to help from higher levels. This sucks because I thought it would be hilarious for all the warriors to do this quest at level 30 and have a fun challenge. But again, people are too fucking stupid. I think I deleted this message. And then I typed something else, called everyone retarded. It goes on. Like, I'm so annoyed at people. Either way, I'm ranting about something I don't care about.
Oh, no.
Ooh. Is streaming harder than 95? I can't wait to hear
Relate
this
it
answer.
throughout that day. No. Streaming is really great compared to the 9 to 5. It just comes with some other pressures from the internet, people staring at you all the time. You know how the internet goes. Don't get canceled and be a good dude, shit like that. When you got the 9 to 5, it's just, you know, do your fucking job, don't piss off your boss, you know what I mean? Not to mention you're like grabbing for hours and shit, you know what I'm saying? You want hours. Like, where's the hours at, man? I want 40 hours. So yeah, I don't gotta do that stuff anymore, which is nice. I think the 9 to 5 was a much more difficult part of my life than streaming, without a doubt. When I stream at 60,
I liked his answer. That's good. I hate. Do I hover this question? Streaming is much easier than a 9 to 5, but I hate that as soon as you mention anything that isn't basically. When I hear a streamer go on a rant about how great streaming is and how much easier it is, and to me, I actually only hear pandering. I hear pandering. Even if they're being genuine, I can't hear it normally at this point. Just, don't worry, guys, I'm based, and like, okay, but like, yeah, being stared at by fucking people does suck. Would I trade this job for anything in the world? Absolutely not. It's not even a debate. It's not even a question. But if we want to have a further discussion, sure. Have you ever worked 9 to 5? Absolutely not. I don't want to. But I don't like being stared at. I hate so many of you online. I think you're fucking retarded and you're anonymous, which is, you know, and now I have to read your shit and I got to talk to the shit, but at the same time, you're also a viewer. So now I have to care about you because, like, the view count does matter. And you can go on and on and on.
you know what's funny? I always tell my chat, look, I'm 38 right now. I always tell them I want to stream for like another 10.
Oh, I keep pausing because I'm reacting.
When I stream at 60, you know what's funny? I always tell my chat, look, I'm 38 right now. I always tell them I want to stream for like another 10 years. I think I would stream at 60, 2 or 3 days a week or something like that, 4 hours a day, something chill, you know what I mean? To play like fun games. Yeah, I could see myself doing that, no problem. Favorite?
Okay. Summit streaming at 60? He's almost there. I don't know. I don't know if I'll stream at 60. Maybe, but it's so hard to... I can't talk for myself 10 years from now. I may be literally dead. It's a decade. You don't know where you're going to be at. But I don't know if y'all constantly hear me like say I'm half retired. I am at a point where I am coasting. All right? I'm not going to do anything that I'm not going to do anything I don't want to do on Twitch because I'm coasting, right? I'm chilling. I'm half retired. So I'm going to go live. I'm going to have fun. I'm not going to, I literally don't want to play RuneScape right now, but RuneScape is like literally saving my YouTube channel, but I don't care. So I'm constantly bringing that up, kind of like I'm trying to fucking tell you guys I'm half retired. So a lot of times viewers will be like, why don't you play this game? Because I don't want to. A lot of viewers, legitimately, that isn't enough for them. Because most content creators, it's not about exactly what you want to do. It's also a little bit of what you have to do. I don't have that anymore. It's great. So because I'm streaming like this, I do see myself being able to maintain it for a long time. Does that make sense? I'm quiet quitting, but I'm not trying to be quiet about it. You know, like Jerma did this crazy announcement and like everyone saw it or whatever. I've been trying to do that announcement. I'm telling you constantly, I'm half retired. Stop expecting things. When I don't want to do something, that really is all I need to not do it. Nothing more, nothing less. But you have to realize these viewers are so stupid. They're like toddlers. It's fucking infuriating how slow these people are. But I try and tell them. Either way, next.
Man with the chatter. God, that's real hard.
Favorite moment with a chatter? The fuck? What does that mean? Maybe the soda gay. When I say soda, you say gay. Maybe. Either that or
Chatter. God, that's real hard. There's this thing that I've always remembered for some reason in DayZ, and it's just, it doesn't make any sense why I remember this. But I robbed this guy in DayZ, and I stole all his stuff. And as I was leaving, he said something that stuck with me my whole life. And he said, I put my dick in those beans. Because I stole a can of beans from him, and I don't know why. That stuck with me for so long. But I remember
That's
it
fair.
12
Just
years
go
later
full retired
that this
and
guy
play
did that
what
to
you
the beans
want.
that I stole from him.
Your
So yeah,
content is
that's
much
a fun
more
one with a viewer. I don't know if that was
enjoyable when you
necessarily a
Thank you.
viewer. That could have just been a random guy in the game, but yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. Biggest risk I've ever taken, probably streaming. Actually, yeah. I was always from 19 years old, you know, have a job, no matter what, or I'm not making any money, I'm not living. So right before streaming, I had just gotten my first apartment, and that was a big deal. However, it was a first apartment on a job that I didn't like. So I was very miserable at this job. It was a call center job, and I remember one day just being like, I can't do it. I'm not going in. I'm just quitting. I'm gonna go find another job. So I found another job at Lowe's, and I actually landed an interview that day, got the job. They called me that night. But that same day I was streaming, and somebody asked me how much money I would need to consider full-time streaming. And I said I'd need like a few months of rent. So it'd be like a couple grand. So yeah, he sent me a couple grand that day. I did not take my Lowe's position, and I took the chance at trying to financially sustain myself on Twitch.
Wow.
And yeah, slowly got there, and it worked. Play, keep.
Let me read the question again. Damn, he went on. He talked a lot there. Biggest risk you've ever taken? Yeah, it might be streaming for me, I guess, early on. Mixer? Oh, God. Yeah, we could talk about the Mixer deal. It's a risk I should have taken, or I didn't take. However you want to view it. I got offered like $10 million to go stream on Mixer. And I think it was like 2 years, 3 years, something like that. I'm not sure. I didn't say yes. I said no. So there's a risk, because like, I don't want to go on Mixer. You know, that's where you go for your channel to die, right? It's like, am I done? Do I want to just like, because what if I go to Mixer? Okay, now the contract is up, but now it's like, do I want to keep streaming? There's literally no one here, and then it's like my legacy's potentially fucked. You know, all these different things. Turns out Mixer shut down 2 months after that offer. So had I taken it, I would have gone to Mixer for only 2 months, and they would have had to pay out their contract in full. So I would have gotten the money and then came back to Twitch. So yes, it does hit me with a lot of regret. Is that the biggest risk? Maybe. There was also, when I was in college, going to Summit's bullshit. When I was in college, streaming was not paying me yet. But I did feel like I was kind of on track. Maybe I'll get a sub button or something like that. Because the only sub buttons that were dished out at that time were like, you had to be like Day 9, had like a show. Tally was like OG on Twitch. I wasn't on Twitch at the beginning. I was on Xfire for a long time. And I was a fuck. So it was very unlikely for me to get a sub button. And then donations came in, and I want to say through donations, after just 1 month, this is so stupid. I did like the math on it. I was like, all right, if I make this much every single month, so just multiply it by 12, I'll be making $60,000 a year. Number one, donations could have been a fad that would disappear and not been around forever. And number two, streaming could all just kind of crumble and die. We don't know where streaming is going to be at. Regardless, because of that, I came home early on Christmas, and I told my parents that my college started Christmas break early. I lied. And basically, I didn't want to be in college classes anymore. I wanted to stay at my parents' house and stream all day. I was tired of getting interrupted in the middle of my stream to go to a class. So I had about 2 months because I came home early plus Christmas break. 2 months to accumulate enough money through streaming so that when my parents kick me out, I will have enough money to pay rent at an apartment, which I've never gone out and done anything. You're like, just drop out. I'm a kid and I'm scared. You know, that's a risk. And then when my parents did find out, I eventually told them. My brother Dustin came in. My brother Dustin was definitely a fuck up. And he said to our dad, he was like, you cannot kick Chance out of the house after letting me stay in the house after everything I fucked up. Dustin was going to like courts for DUIs and I had never gotten in trouble before. So, but I did straight up lie. And I said it was a fucking lie. And so I got to stay at home for a little bit. Our compromise was I could stay at home as long as I went to go do part-time community college classes. So I did that. But still, that was a risk. Long stories. Either way, next.
Tarkov, PUBG, and yeah, slowly got there and it worked. Play, keep, sell. So it's Tarkov, PUBG, CS2. God, play Counter-Strike, keep Tarkov, sell PUBG. I hate to say it. I'm sorry. You made that tough. Counter-Strike's my love. I can never leave it behind, you know? How many caps? I have a couple, like, full...
Parents weren't kicking you out. They have you... What? Parents weren't kicking you out. They have you ballerina lessons. What did you just say? Okay.
Pulled out things that hang from the closet, and it's just got a bunch of little squares. And I have multiple hats in each square. So, gosh, man, I'd have to say at least 40. I like wearing this one a lot lately, but my favorite one is caps. I have a couple.
Okay,
I like wearing this one a lot lately, but my favorite one is my Akatsuki Naruto hat. It's like red and black, has the red clouds on it. That's my favorite hat. Oh man, me and my friends talk about this all the time. We make fun of each other, saying like, "Man, you wouldn't make it in the apocalypse with us." Man, I think I'm living. Period. To be honest, indefinite. I'm dying of old age if the zombie apocalypse happens. I'm there. I'd make some good decisions. I'd probably stay in the household for a little while the beginning part starts, you know, or goes through, and then I'd come out of my fucking little hole when it's all a little bit, you know, like The Walking Dead when he wakes up. What's his name? Rick? Yeah, when he wakes up and it's all calm, you know, but still kind of crazy. I'd live the whole time for sure. My friends, not so much. I don't know about never.
I'm not gonna argue with him. He would do better than me. The one thing I always wish movies or there's so many zombie movies and games. Some of them have zombies that walk. Some of them have them that run. Obviously, the ones that run are way scarier. But one thing I feel like they never some scenes will do it, but overall, they don't talk about people's vision. Like, sure, you'll have a scene where someone has glasses and they break and they die. But I feel like it would be a much bigger problem than shows and movies actually lead it to be. Like, I need LASIK. Like, if without contacts, without my glasses, I'm fucking dead. I'm not gonna go fill a prescription. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna go do. And again, like, what about insulin? Yeah, insulin. Like, there's a lot of people that would be fucked. Summit, I don't think I've ever seen him wear glasses before. He's also not fat. Fat people they show die all the time. I don't know. They always skip over the people that would be immediately fucked. I guess, but you would think that you would see more people surviving in their crew and having that one person with fucking diabetes or someone with bad vision, and they also don't have glasses, right? They always have their glasses. If the zombie apocalypse happened right now, I'm grabbing all of my contact cases. I could not tell you where my glasses are. I don't know where they are in the house. If I need to get out quickly, I don't know. And, you know, and now I'm going to run out of contact lenses, okay? Because that's all I've got. And now they're out. Now I am legally blind. Where's my representation in these shows? I don't know.
Stream, because I'll stream a paint, you know. I'd stream me staring at a wall if I had to. So
wait, what is this? Game you love but would never stream.
I'll stream a paint, you know, I'd stream me staring at a wall if I had to. So I would say Ragnarok Online is like one of my secret favorite games. I have streamed it very briefly on my channel before, but it's not something that would ever stick. If I could not stream games.
There's no game I would not stream. If I want to play it, I will play it. Simple as that. But there are a lot of... Out, Skippy. Hey, come on. Get out from under the desk. You're laying on my mouse cable. Come on. Hey, over here. Come on. Skippy, come on. Good boy. All right, just get off my mouse cable. Can't use my mouse. Yeah, there's no game I would not stream. If I want to stream it, I will stream it. Oh. Wait, that's not even the question. If you could not stream games, what are you streaming? Oh, I read the question wrong. Why did I hear? What did I hear?
Games, what would I go to rate? So channel blind, you know, are some good. You wouldn't. I'd have to say my man. Me and my.
I don't know why I heard like what game. I heard the question wrong. Oh yeah, game you love but would never stream. Okay. Yeah, I already answered that.
I'd stream me staring at a wall if I had to. So I would say Ragnarok Online is like one of my secret favorite games. I have streamed it very briefly on my channel before, but it's not something that would ever stick. If I could not stream games, what would I stream? So if I was, okay, that's a good question, actually. Some form of IRL, but I don't know exactly what that would be. Go to racetracks, dinners, probably be collabing with lots of people in California and Texas. So yeah, I would IRL California and Texas, try to get together with like OTK or whoever the fuck is out in LA with like Mizkif and those guys. So yeah, the only reason I did IRL before is because it was Pokemon, right? So it was a little bit video game related, even though I was doing IRL technically. I would do that. I would IRL stream. IRL's really taken over, to be honest with you. Gaming is kind of like taking a backseat to it currently. Yep. So yeah,
not
definitely
wrong.
IRL. Unlimited.
Huh. What would I do? Yeah, I feel the same way as Summit. I'd have to turn it into a video game of some sort. Like I would need a hobby. I can't just go out every day and be like, all right, guys, today we're going to be out in the sun and we're like a food reviewer. Like, or I don't know, Magic the Gathering, go buy cards. I'm not going to fucking change it up and do some new stupid shit every day. I would need a hobby. Sports. Legit. Yeah, no, I would, if I could fucking stream sports, but I feel like you couldn't. But yeah, I feel like if I didn't have a hobby or something, like streaming to me, it buffs whatever current activity you're doing. So like if the stream is offline, well, I'm still playing video games, right? So I don't know. Streaming always has to be a buff to the other thing that I'm doing to make what I'm doing more fun. Does that make sense? Probably it does. Make it a challenge for 1 month. No games and no reacts. That would suck. Again, it would suck because now I need to find something to do for 1 month, but I know after 1 month I'm going to quit that thing. So I don't want to do that thing anymore.
Money and resources. What stream am I doing? Oh my goodness, that's a tough one. I'm streaming halftime at the Super Bowl. What I'm doing on that stream, I have no idea. But we're coming up with something at the Super Bowl.
Bouldering could be fun.
Weirdest fan experience. Yeah. I'm not gonna say it's super weird. All my fan experiences have been fairly good. Usually some cool people. I did have somebody walk up and have me sign his potato, and it wasn't like a brand new potato. It was like, you could tell it was like a day old potato. You know,
tame.
It's like popping out, stuff popping out of it, not peeled, shit like that. So yeah, signed a potato one time. Which creators should everyone be watching? Maybe the burnt peanut.
Okay. We get that question back. Weirdest fan experience. There's a lot. There's the creature, the guy that tried to move in and left drugs. Oh my God, this was super annoying and weird. Fuck. God, this is so cringe. I was at DreamHack doing an IRL stream, and everything shut off. My camera turned off. My fucking Wi-Fi turned off. So the stream was fucking offline. And I'm trying to fix this, you know, the whole chat spamming F, and I'm just like trying to I'm going through these modems. I'm sitting on the floor, kind of in the corner of DreamHack, and some people are like, Soda, and I'm like, hi, I'm busy. Hi, hello, busy. And I'm messing with this thing, and I'm trying to get my stream back on, because you know how important it is. And some fucking girl came up to me, and she was like, well, she was trying to ask me out on a date, essentially, asking for my number, and I was so annoyed. Which is like, it's not her fault. She's shooting her shot, I guess. I was not interested. But you can see I was so streamer brain too. I think I was on Adderall. So everything that wasn't about my stream and getting my stream back on pissed me the fuck off. And it was just a really funny scenario to see like all my cables all scrambled all over myself. I'm sitting in a corner trying to get my stream back on. Anyway, that was weird. And then there was, I said the creature, I said that weird shit. There's more stories too. There was, I won't get into it.
Fan experience. I'm not going to say it's super weird. All my fan experiences have been fair. Stuff popping out of it, not peeled, shit like that. So yeah, signed a potato one time. Which creators should everyone be watching? Maybe the Burnt Peanut. I call him the Burnt Peen. New up-and-coming Tarkov / shooting game. Literal peanut, you know, with a face. Super cool guy. A lot of fun to play with. I've actually played with him recently. People in my chat are always telling me that he's on the come up and that I should play with them and stuff. So usually when it's a broadcaster that gets chat really excited and chat's telling you that they want you to play with him, then, you know, that person's doing a pretty damn good job at doing a streamer thing. I don't know about the last book. The last book I completed, I'm not a big book guy. I think books are cool. I just can never commit.
That's a fucked up question. Oh, no. Last book I read? I'm going to hear what he says.
Myself to actually read them was freshman year high school. I had a teacher that would make us read 15 minutes in class every day before we started. People do that, right? And I went over and I picked up a random book called Ender's Game, and it's been my favorite book ever since. I couldn't put it down. Hands down, favorite book, last book I read. Time freezes for 24. I mean, I would definitely.
Last book I read, I don't even know. It was a school book for sure, though. Where the Red Fern Grows, The Outsiders, The Hatchet. I don't know. I don't read.
Only take fast cars.
However, I wonder how many Harry Potter books in total I've read. If you were to convert everything I've read in Twitch chat in the past 15 years, how many Harry Potter books would that fill based on words? Zero. It's emotes. You get my point, right? But it definitely not. When you read a book, I feel like it helps your. Well, it helps your critical thinking and it gives you more dialogue to work with. Twitch chat does not do that.
And drive them on empty freeway.
What was the last question?
I mean, I would definitely.
Time freeze 24 hours. What are you doing?
Definitely take fast cars and drive them on empty freeways as fast as possible is one of them for sure. Some supercars, Lycans, you know what I mean? Shit like that.
Okay, time freeze is 24 hours. What do I do? Something really fucked up. I could rob a bank. I could... Ooh, something I could do that's really fun. If someone was, like, streaming... Let's say I could, like, bring up their stream or something. What's that one clip? This clip is playing in my head. It's fucking... This.
Till I die.
Documents, it's gonna take.
You better get started.
Like, I would want to, like, do this to someone while they're streaming. And then I would go back home and I would watch it. Right?
Wow, I just got a big headache. Wow. I was hit by a train or something?
I didn't see it in.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I hung out with your friend.
But you could do even crazier shit, you know? Like, just fucking outlandish stuff. I could, like, fuck with so many IRL streams in Austin. And then I would just sit down in my chair and wait for the final 10 minutes of the frozen earth to pass. And then just reap my spoils of just everything catastrophically fucking up on everyone's channel. I don't know. That's fucked up, but either way. Honestly, probably pretty tame for what you really could do. I wouldn't want to hurt anyone. But I want to do something that's really fucked up and just kind of funny. Either way, next.
Question for the next guest. Shit, to be honest with you, I just want to know what their day-to-day is. What's your daily routine? I'm a Taurus, so I guess that means I like routine. So I like doing this.
What? The fuck? Did this guy just bring in Taurus and it's... This is an astrology girl. Okay. Let me hear what he says.
Same things every day. That's for the most part. Wake up, stream, sleep.
I mean, sure. Yeah, I guess it's kind of routine.
Brother, how can you watch if you slapped someone if time if frozen XDD?
What? No, I would go find them. I guess if time was frozen, depends on the physics. Like, can I not drive a car because the engine is frozen? Can I actually get them? Like, if Nick is in downtown Austin, I'd have to ride a bike. It's like maybe everything I touch unfreezes. I have to walk. Is anyone IRL streaming in Austin that I could potentially get to right now? Probably not. I mean, I could go on Asmon's stream, like go to his house and just play porn or something. Just put like really fucking weird porn on his screen and everything's frozen. And then I just go home and then I just watch. And honestly, Asmon's going to be like, "Ooh, what?" And then he'll just close it, right? Just close it. Like, what the fuck? But that brief moment would be really funny. Or I don't know, some like fucked up shit, I guess. I don't know. Am I boring? I don't know. Am I boring?